Level 1 Training, Coaching Session 7, Brand Identity. Okay, this is the final lesson of Level 1 Training. You've chosen your niche, you found a way to stand out in the crowd, and you created it your customer persona. So now it's time to brand your business and create your brand identity. As the title implies, what you end up with is how your community identifies you and itself. Every tribe has its own identity, its own distinctions, its own brand. Every sports team has its own persona and traditions. Your brand needs to attract your target market, be something they want to identify with. It's your online personality. You might have noticed things have changed in the last few years around the subject of branding. How you brand your business is no longer just a matter of some clever, creative, eye-catching logo. The bottom line is getting found by potential customers. These days, your business is one of about 8 bazillion results on a search engine. And if it's not one of the ones on the first page, you're essentially doomed. Making a brand stand out is, needless to say, no piece of cake. Successfully creating a brand in this internet age is more about than just connecting all the phases in the marketing funnel and creating content that attracts and converts leads. It's about doing all that, but with measurable results. We'll show you how to do that in the digital context so that you can create an effective, recognizable brand. The internet is a great equalizer. It gives the solopreneur the potential to have a big voice. The problem is, everyone is screaming. It's almost impossible for anyone to have their voice heard. To make your voice heard above the online racket, you need the strongest, clearest voice. At its core, the voice is your unique value proposition. This is the thing that makes you unique and better qualified than the competition. Your value proposition is the most important thing people take with them in considering your brand. Therefore, it's essential to get it right. That's why we spend so much time on this in our previous coaching sessions. Your value proposition needs to be woven into your Facebook page, paid campaigns, and of course, the content value that every business provides their customers and clients. So let's review your UVP from the last coaching session number 5. What do you do? How do you do it? And for whom do you do it? What you do. Define in very clear terms what you do. For example, life is a team of entrepreneurs building online lifestyle businesses that provides you with a step-by-step, hands-on coaching so you can live your freedom for the glory of God. How you do it. Describe exactly how you do what you do. Carrying on the example of life, we provide coaching and resources from decades of successful entrepreneurship, as well as personal access to us and our other teammates through the private Facebook group for paid members only. For whom do you do it? This is just as important for you as for your community. You'll be much more effective because you've established your niche and become an expert in it. Your audience wants to know that you understand their specific interests and its challenges. At Team Life, we do this for people of faith desiring to become successful entrepreneurs in online and network marketing, but who need someone to show them what to do. To be a clear voice in your niche, you not only need to be good at getting found, you need to be distinctive. What is distinctive? It's your unique angle. It's your calling card. It's how everyone recognizes you and the first thing everyone judges you by. Now, there's some fun examples of distinction. Let's see if you can finish the sentences. Hamburger. Add special sauce and you have a Big Mac. Cereal. Add a special and you have Special K. Fried chicken. Add finger licking good and of course you have Kentucky Fried Chicken. Sandwiches. Add 5 and you have a $5 footlong. Golf. Add Masters and you have Masters Tournament of Augusta. Football. You add Super and you have the Super Bowl. TV stations add music and you have MTV. Shoes, add the red sole and you have Christian Louboutin. And of course, we want to give you an example of the Master himself. This is from the Gospel of Matthew. For John did not spend his time eating and drinking. You said, he's possessed by a demon. The Son of Man, on the other hand, feasts and drinks, and you say he's a glutton and a drunkard and a friend of tax collectors and sinners. So here's Jesus compares how he had branded himself and how John the Baptist branded himself. They were both very distinctive, but on opposite ends of the scale. John was known as a kind of crazy man who wore camel hair and ate locusts and honey and lived in the desert preaching and a baptism of repentance. Some people saw him as a prophet of God, but others thought he was demon-possessed. Jesus, on the other hand, was kind of a party animal, eating and drinking all the time, hanging out with a dubious crowd, tax collectors, prostitutes, entrepreneurs, smelly fishermen. People called him a glutton and a drunkard. Of course, anyone who took the time to get to know him knew this couldn't be farther from the truth. This is a man who never committed a single sin in his entire life. But the brand attracted the people it came for, the sick, the sinner who needed forgiveness of their sins. So they were both very distinctive, right? Your distinctive is basically your unique angle, your unique value proposition, the thing that makes you stand out from the crowd. Now, when creating your brand, you should also strive for consistency. Visually, a brand should include the same elements across all channels, such as logo, color, fonts, etc. But design consistency is just the first step. The most important thing is to brand the experience that customers have with your brand online. What should brand consistency include? Here are some basic elements with some examples that should remain the same for all your online content, whether it's your Facebook page, website, blog, email, social media, or some other platform, so your audience can have the same experience no matter where they go. Tone and voice. What does your brand sound like? Are you irreverent, silly, professional, academic? All of the above? Emails may be formal and social media may be more casual. That's okay, but there should still be an unifying factor, a blanket mission statement or mantra that all your content adheres to. Font. Font is very important to a brand. People recognize things far more the way they are written than the way they're actually said. When people scroll past a meme on a Facebook that's written in a specific font, they should know immediately that that post is from you. Colors. Well, Team Life's color is purple. Coke is red. Starbucks is green. Seeing certain colors immediately calls to mind a particular brand, even if the brand is nowhere near them. Therefore, a good color scheme for your brand can go a long way. Design elements. This is especially important online as web design has become an essential part of branding. Do you design your own or do you outsource it? Well, either way, it's something you need to have a measure of control in. Will there be a logo, a banner, or an image that goes across a page? These are design elements that are essentially part of your brand. Positioning. How will you address conversational or otherwise difficult issues? You already hold certain viewpoints as part of your value and your mission statement. It's up to you to determine how to incorporate these viewpoints into your branding. Website design. Your website, the Facebook page, is a face of your company. While it's true that every public mention or appearance has an impact on your brand, your Facebook page is what you're especially showing to the people. If your brand is a house, the Facebook page is the front porch where company gathers. It's your job to make sure that the space is clean and neat, visually appealing and comfortable for them. Content creation. Content is what you use to show what you're like and what you're actually capable of. It includes things like blogs, videos, white papers, ebooks, case studies, and much more. Your content allows your customers to get to know you. It can offer advice on issues, provide commentary on recent news events, give a step-by-step guide to solve a particular problem, or just tell an anecdote to your audience will find interesting. But how you choose to present your content, there are a few things it needs to do. It needs to establish your personality, to provide value to your community, and help build up customers' trust in your brand. In every way, your content is your brand online. It's your salesperson, your store, and your marketing department. It's your story. Every piece of your content you publish online defines your brand. So great content, great brand. Boring content, boring brand. And it's more than just what's great and what's boring. Often what you choose not to publish says more about your brand than some really snappy copy. When developing a content strategy, ask yourself, is this topic interesting to your brand's customer persona? Does this piece of content address their pain points? Is this format in which they like to consume their content? Is this tone appropriate for the subject matter and reader of this content? Does this content have purpose, or is it just a waste of space? You should be answering yes to all those questions, except that whole wasted space part, before publishing any piece of content. Otherwise, you'll just be diluting your brand with content that's just unnecessary. That's right. Even if a piece of content isn't directly harmful to your brand from a PR perspective, it still can be harmful from a brand dilution perspective. So ask yourself these questions every single piece of content you developed. White papers, social media updates, webinars, podcasts, blog posts, ebooks, facts, videos, social media photos, even that silly cat meme you're posting to your Facebook page. Everything you release under your brand contributes to your audience's overall view of your brand, and it will affect it either positively or negatively. Therefore, every single piece of content needs to be vetted in this way before it goes live. Social media. One of the things that sets your online marketing apart is the opportunity to create a two-way conversation with your following. You can actually connect with them, respond to their feedback, answer your questions, help them resolve an issue, or just check in and let them know that your brand values what they have to say. This is what social media is for. It allows you to communicate directly with your audience and establish your brand in their minds, creating an impression that will define how they think of you in the future. This is why you're going to be using the Facebook group. This is the most powerful way to connect with your community, with your tribe. Make sure that you take a look at all the branding resources found in the resource file. There's a lot of extremely valuable stuff in there that'll help you develop your brand. Lots of examples from brand identity experts and PDF download from HubSpots that cover all this in much more detail. So congratulations, you're just finished level 1 training, and it's time to reward yourself. It's time to celebrate. In this level 2 training, we're going to begin to set up your sales funnel. We'll give you an overview of your funnel, go through setting up your Facebook page, and your closed Facebook group. You may also want to choose your domain name, which is optional at this point because your Facebook page will be your website. And we're going to show you how to set up your email account with Aweber. This is where your email list lives and breathes. This is another very important way to connect with your community. After you've done celebrating, let's get back to work building your list-based business, because the sooner you get this up and running, the sooner you're going to be able to live your freedom to the third power: time freedom, financial freedom, and lifestyle freedom. We'll see you in level 2 training.